Dr. Pamela Smith Show, my lovers and winners. Thank you for joining me as we talk about the ways to give you solutions and strategies to finding love, getting love, and keeping love. So, thank you for joining me. So, you know how I do it. I help you understand ways with love. So, if you have anyone that's having an issue or need help in the love department, please make sure you share what I'm about to give them this information for those who are looking for ways to, you know, add to their relationship or make it exciting. This is a great topic. So thank you for joining me and my likes and my follows, and continue to subscribe to the YouTube. So thank you for joining the Love Dr. Pamela Smith Show today. So now, this topic is about some romantic tips. You know, August is romantic romance month. So I'm giving you some romantic tips to use right now, immediately, that you can start with. Now, what I talked about before was romantic ways that you can have with any relationship, and I want to separate it and do it with those who are married. So, what is the things that you can consistently do to keep your relationship romantic when you're married? And just a few things that I'm just going to mention. You know, you want to continue to always hold your hand, hold your mate's hand when you're doing things, when you're going places. Learn to hold each other's hands. Bring that back into your relationship if you're no longer doing it. Start holding hands at events or wherever you're going. Do more touching. You know, even if your mate is, cooking, or if the mate is working on something, find a way to go past them and touch their body, or touch the person. Make that person the time. Give them the time of your time, and keep that connection going. Because remember, you got to keep the connection in your relationship. So, try to make sure you keep that connection going. And just change how you initiate sex. Because what can happen is, men, you could get so complacent and comfortable that you sometimes don't change how you're initiating sex. So change how you initiate that sex and that desire for your mate, okay? So those are just a few tips that I wanted to say to the married couples to always continue to keep in that relationship so you can keep it exciting. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give you a few more tips to just keep the spark for the married couples. And then, of course, I'm going to give you some tips for those who are single. So I'm going to give you just a few because there's so many. And when I come back on my next talk, we'll do more because there's a lot that you could do. But I'm just going to give a few little quick things. Now, when you the issue in our relationships when we lose the romance is that we don't keep the spark in our relationships. We can sometimes lose that excitement with our mate and lose the spark because we're doing the same things. We're not making it exciting or keeping it exciting. So you've got to keep that spark. Because if you lose that spark, you lose what? The connection. And of course, you're going to, the relationship is going to eventually what? Get sour. So you want to do that. So here are a few things I would say for those who are married right now, or even if you're living with the person, or if you're in a long-term relationship. You have to make sure that you keep the spark. So I'm going to give you just a few things. One of my things I say is to always let the person know you appreciate them, right? And sometimes we forget how to do that. Just call and tell them, if it's every day or different day or once a week, call and just tell them one thing you appreciate about it. And it makes a difference. If you both are working a lot, and you coming home and you expecting or thinking one or the other is going to cook, grab dinner. So let's say the wife is always cooking. Then the men grab the dinner and bring it home on your way home. You know, at the end of the day, you can come back together um, by doing things like hugging each other. Like when you hadn't seen your mate all day and you come back at the end of the day, just hug each other when you see each other, and hug without saying anything. Just hug. Uh, just it's though you know I truly miss you and truly love you. So you got to learn to do that. One of the good ideas to do as a mate is learn to go to bed naked, both of you, and just snuggle together, and no sex. You know, because we always equate, you know, getting naked that we got to have some sex. No sex. Just let's just snuggle together and no sex. You know, learn to do that sometime. And the next time you kiss your mate, try to kiss by touching more, touching the face, touching the lips. You know what I mean. And I actually teach that in one of my class about how to do that, how to really actually touch and kiss a person sensually, and let them know how you truly feel. So that's really important to do. So those are just a few tips that I wanted to give you when you're married. So let's just talk about a few other tips. Even if you're married or just dating or in a relationship or just want to be romantic, I'm just going to give a few ideas about having fun in relationships. One of them I really like, and a lot of people don't know, I really like is a giant card. Have y'all ever seen those giant cards that some people used to sell them in the store? Create a giant card. If you were in relationship with me and I got that giant card, you don't know how excited I would be that you bought this giant card. Hey, design it the way you want to and say the words that you want in it. I mean, that is a really exciting gift that some people will truly love. So think about doing something like that. Find out what's your mate's favorite candy. And just buy a candy, a bunch of it, and put it all in a big, huge jar of nothing but their favorite candy. You know, things like, you know, M&M's, Lemon Heads, Snickers, you know, Reese Cups, anything like that. And just put it in that jar. Oh, my goodness, you just made their day. That's romantic. And give it to them, you know, before you go, you know, after dinner so she can eat her sweets. You know what I mean? Or he can eat his sweets. It's just those little things like that. If you haven't, you know, you're on an house and you did something crazy, hey, call your partner every hour. You know, every hour saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. You know, don't say I apologize or anything, something that went wrong. Just say I just want to call and tell you I love you. And then get off the phone real quick. Don't go into a conversation. And then you do it again an hour later. Say, hey, babe, how you doing? I just called to tell you I love you. And get back off the phone again. So those are ways to bring that relationship back too. You know, just doing that really quick. And you know how sometimes you have matching towels. Everybody always get the matching his and her towels. Hey, why not get matching what do you call it? PJs? And go to bed together in y'all matching PJs. Buy some matching PJs. Maybe do a matching tattoo or get a matching Christmas ornament. Just get something that you really like and just both have the same thing, you know. And that makes it fun. And then wear it. Like if you're watching a movie together, romantic movies together on your special night. And sit there, y'all both in y'all, you know, matching pajamas. Be hilarious. Great conversation. So think about things like that. Now, there's so many other things that you could do that you know about. It's a lot of classic things that you do when it comes romance that you've learned about. You've always known about the little simple things that rose petals on the bed and bringing home unexpected gift each week, or sending flowers to your mate at work. You know about those things. But some of the other things that you really don't think about is stuff like buying a lottery ticket. Buy a $20 lottery ticket. And on that lottery ticket, say something like, I hit the jackpot marrying you. You see what I mean? Do something that's different. Because everybody don't know how to, the other things we always simply do is write a letter, say a love letter. Think of just different little other things that you just don't think out of the box. Because there's a lot of things that you can do really quick to show somebody that you romance. Like, a lot of people put I love you on the bathroom mirror. Some people put it in the soap. Those are quick little things. Or some people leave love notes in the car, on the windowsill, or on the rearview mirror. You can do stuff like that. When your mate is leaving, you can give them a big kiss and a hug and hold them for, like I said earlier, for a longer period of time, and do that every day for a week. You can play your favorite song that you all had together when you met, or when you danced, when you went out for your first date, or even when you got married. So there's a lot of quick little things you can do. Like one of them that people don't really think about, and this is based on if the parent is alive. If your birthday comes around, get a thank you card for the and give it to the mother or the father. And say thank you for this person, because if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't be in my life. You see, we don't think about just little bitty things that don't take a whole lot to keep your relationship romantic. Because when we eat, a lot of times we forget, as we're sitting there eating together, why not make a toast to each other in the relationship? After you say your prayers or you're blessing your food, why not take a toast to their relationship? Every time, not just that particular dinner time, every time. So there's so many ways that you can let a person know that you love them, or care, or desire, or enjoy them in your life. And what happens, we get comfortable in our relationships. We get so comfortable that we do the things I said, like earlier. You stop holding hands, stop touchy-feely. And I talk about that. When those things change, the relationship is changing. If you want your mate, if you want to be with that person for the rest of your life, you've got to continue to do things that make the relationship exciting. You've got to find surprising ideas, surprising ways, exciting time with each other to have great relationships. So I hope that information that I gave you right there is going to help you, keep the spark in your relationship, add to the relationship that you already have, and just enjoy loving and being loved by your mate. So I just wanted to give you a few tips and ideas about being romantic and staying romantic. And we're going to keep talking about this on my next talk, because we got a couple of more days in this month talking about romance. So I'm going to give you some more ideas of things that you don't think about. But the next talk is going to really actually be more on how are you being romantic in the bedroom sexually. Do you know what to do? Are you doing what it takes to keep it romantic in the bedroom? So we'll be talking about that on our next talk. So thank you for joining the Love Dr. Pamela Smith show tonight. I thank you for joining me. Now remember, if you're single, remember, only true love is delayed. You just have to be patient. Love is always around. Love is always seeking you. Just be patient. If you're already in a relationship, what I say, you have to make sure it is what? Of peace, joy, and happiness. Okay? So we'll be back again. Thank you for joining the Love Dr. Pamela Smith. And we'll be back talking more about love, love, love.